So do you ever wake up in the morning with your body feeling a bit achy and a bit stiff? Well, if so, this chair yoga follow-along practice today will be just for you. So get yourself a comfortable chair that's got a back to it, and one that's going to support you well. Feet planted on the floor nicely, and it's a very, very gentle practice today, just to loosen up all our joints, all our muscles, and to feel loose in our bodies again. So we're just going to start with our feet. Make some circles, holding our legs. We're going to make some circles with our feet. Try and make them as circular as possible. We're going to change direction. And then we're just going to stretch our legs out through our heels, holding onto our legs, stretching our legs out and bending them very lightly, just to get some blood flowing around our knee. And hold it out for a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Sort of like a slight pressure down in the joint. I'm going to turn our hips outwards. Nice circles. If it's a little bit painful, then go slower, a little bit slower. And change direction. Excellent, put your foot down. Don't know if you can feel the difference already, but there's a slight, should be able to feel it a bit more warm and a bit more alive, that leg. So let's take the other leg. Again, the foot circles. So once we get past 50, yeah, still need to do strength training, but we need to do a lot of work for our joints, for our muscles, for stretching out our muscles, and just getting the blood lightly pumping around the body. Okay, stretching our legs out. And then keep our leg out. We'll heel. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Relax the leg down. And then hip circles. Slight pressure down through the joint, through the bone, into the joint, to the hip joint. The other way. It's the summer solstice here today in Cornwall. So just bring that summer solstice energy to you, that fire energy, that positive energy, that summer vibe, even if we're watching this in winter. And okay, we're going to cross over a foot. And there you go. Rotations now. The difference is we're rotating with our hand, and it's really hard to not activate the foot. So the foot remains relaxed. It's not doing anything, and we are just moving it ourselves. This is much more difficult than it seems, but you'll get there. If you try a few days in a row, you'll start to go, yeah, oh yes, that's what it means to move my ankle without moving my ankle myself with my foot. Maybe you got the idea. Rubbing your foot a little bit like this. That's it. A little bit of the whole leg, a little rub down. And then we're just going to go up and down. You might even just be able to get as far as this, and that's okay, because we're pulling on a lot of different muscles in the back here, in our leg. I don't want you to force your knee. We're breathing in and out and forward. Breathe in. And the leg on the ground, it should be straight up into the air. So not with a knee bending inwards or outwards, straight up above it. Up and down. They're very simple exercises, but they work. If you do these every day for a week, 10 days, 3 weeks, you'll really notice the difference. The other leg. And on this channel we do a chair yoga practice every month that you can follow along with. Of course it's better in person, but we don't need to go crazy with that exercise, you know, especially we're not really in top form. Even if we are in top form, we need to do these simple things in the morning, especially when the body is feeling a bit more rigid, achy maybe. Okay, again the other foot. And the other way. Wonderful. Take a breath. And up and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. Open our feet a little bit wider, and we're going to go up and down here. So we've created a bit more space in our hips. We'll continue to do so. So we're sort of bending in here. That's it. You might only be able to go a little bit forward, but every day you'll be able to go perhaps a little bit further, a little bit further. This is very good for loosening up the base of our spine. Okay, so now we're going to just go down and touch our feet. There you go. That's good, eh? Breathe in, up, breathe out, down. Breathe in, up, breathe out, down. Breathe in, up, breathe out, down. Okay, then we're gonna just bend forwards a little bit, put our heads down and relax and breathe. Let your head go down. Nice 5 or 6 deep breaths, slow ones. And then slowly come back up again. Deep breath with our arm. We're going to do a horizontal breathing with arms. Breathing in, breathing out. This is especially for anybody who's got rheumatic pains in the shoulders, polymalgia rheumatica, you know, where it's really hard to lift up our arms. Hopefully to give some ease to the rheumatic pains, but anyway, giving you the opportunity to exercise and move even if you have those pains, because one day you won't have the pains anymore and your body will be freer to move still. Happens though if we have an injury, we focus so much on where we're injured that the other side sort of like loses its mobility. So we need to always keep in check our whole body all the time. And this is what this kind of work helps us to do as well, helps us to investigate, understand what's going on with my body. And let's do it with our wrists. So very gentle circles with our wrists. So noticing, just do one and do the other. Is there a difference? Is one more fluid than the other? And then together. Sometimes together, the better hand, let's say the more fluid hand, helps the other one. Other circles in the other direction. Okay, then do this, the wrists, gently. So there is some very slight strength work in this session as well today. Hands up and down. Okay, now fist, hand, relax, claw. Fist, hands, relax, claw. So there's a lot of work around longevity. And they're saying that this grip strength is very important. Connected to our brain, connecting to our being independent as long as possible. So hands relaxed, claw. See that? Claw like that. Then fist, hands out, then relax down. Again, fist, hands out, relax down. No, claw, fist, hands down. Claw, fist, hands down. Okay, brilliant. Elbow circles very slowly. Try to feel in, see how it's going. They might get sort of like clicky noises, click, 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 click. If anything's painful, then go really slow or just stop, skip an exercise, okay? Even if you're just following along and imagining yourself doing these exercises, there's benefit. So even perhaps you're not doing this exercise, but you're imagining yourself doing it, there is an activation going on. Shoulders back. Forward. Excellent. Head left and right. Keep breathing. The breathing's light and easy. And head up and down. Very good. So let's stand up a moment. I'm going to do one of my favourite positions on the chair. It's a one-legged, it's the tree pose, right? And most of the time we probably can't do this. We're a bit wobbly maybe. But this has very similar benefits. Have a foot on the chair, and I'm going to put our hands together. Just close our eyes for a few breaths. If that feels really wobbly, then please hold onto the side back of the chair. So just 3 breaths we breathe in. Breathe out, push the hands together. It sort of activates our core. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent. So we're going to put the opposite hand down next to our foot, and the other hand just rests on our back. And we're going to twist up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and breathing. And return. And then I'm going to go on to the other side. So make sure everything's straight. Hands together. If you feel a bit wobbly, hold on to the chair. If otherwise, you can also not close your eyes, but if you like to, you get a better feeling of how your body moves, how it regulates the balance. Then breathe in, breathe out, push the hands together. Breathe in and push the hands together. Breathe in and put the hands together. Wonderful. Put the other hand down so it looks like two hands basically, right? So it's the left hand and right foot, or the other way around. The other arm goes on our back, just rests on the back there. And we're just going to twist slightly and look upwards. Excellent. So we're just going to do some hip circles a moment. Slow ones. This opens up all of these different tendons, muscles. Opens up the hip joint. Okay, the other way. Okay, I'm going to sit down again. We'll do a couple of coordination exercises where just not twisting yet. We're just putting one hand on the opposite knee and the other hand goes on the side of the belly or in our groin area, the top of our thigh. This is also activating some deeper muscles in our abdomen, along our spine, and then we're going to twist around a bit more. Hand on the back of the chair if you can. Excellent. And then just some circles. And the other way. Brilliant. Just a couple of things just for some muscle building. So have your hands like this. I'm just going to bring our knees up and tap our hands. Okay, excellent. And now we're going to bring our feet one side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold on to the chair. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, excellent. Breathe. Now we're going to open and close our legs. Keep holding on to the chair. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Brilliant. And we're going to go bend forward and just rest our heads down a second. Relax your head as much as you can. Relax your shoulders as much as you can. Breathing. Relaxing your head, moving your head a little bit to make sure it's really relaxed and you're not holding it. Just 3 or 4 more deep breaths. So, not going to come up very slowly. We're going to put our hands on our knees first of all. Lift up our head before lifting up our whole body. And then very slowly, with the help of our hands, come back up again. Nice deep horizontal breath with the arms. A bit like swimming again. Excellent. So we're just going to close our eyes for a minute, just feeling all the tingling sensations, all the vibrancy waking up in the body, and allowing it to travel through the whole of our system, nourishing, nurturing exactly where our little aches and pains are. Breathing, feeling safe, feeling calm. Excellent. If you enjoyed this session, then I always love to hear from you, hear how the session went, what you'd like more of. Check out all my other videos with thoughts about life after 50 and retirement, whether you choose to go in retirement or you were forced to somehow. And keep this energy with you, and have an amazing day. Thanks for watching.